Russia has a long history of producing some of the best tanks in the world. Russia inherited a formidable and highly varied inventory of tanks after the collapse of the Soviet Union. The arc of Soviet tank design has prized simplicity of manufacture to help mass production and ease of operation, to partially negate tank crews' lack of training. Compact design and lightweight are also staples of Russian tank engineering. Russia is one of the best countries with advanced weapons and deadly tanks. Technically, Russia has the most up-to-date and oldest weapons, and they also supply weapons to other countries such as India. Do you know which are the deadliest and meanest tanks in the world? Of course, Russia tops this list. In this video, we are going to discuss Russia's T-80, T-72, and T-90, which are the top 3 tanks that Russia has ever made. So before diving into the video, hit subscribe for a front row so that you won't miss out on our interesting content and be a part of the adventures. So ready for the ride? Let's get started. T-80. T-80 is the world's first tank with a gas turbine engine, often described as a helicopter or jet for its characteristic behavior. Regular gasoline, kerosene, and diesel can be used as fuel in this tank. In emergencies, fuel oil, natural gas, water gas, alcohol ship, fuel, and even crushed coal can be used. And this fact makes this tank more popular. The T-80's engine produces 1,250 horsepower, with a maximum speed of 70 km per hour on highways, while on rough terrain it is like 45 km per hour. This tank was created at one time to break through the whole of Europe, as the probability of a new war was very high, and the engine allowed you to eat anything and constantly move forward. But there were also some disadvantages while using this tank, such as the technical complexity of the repair and fuel consumption. The tank could only be repaired at the factory, and the consumption was about 8 liters per kilometer. T-72. The oldest tank still in service is the T-72BM, also known as Ural. The tank was adopted in 1973 and still has the potential for future improvements. This is the most produced second-generation tank, and more than 30,000 units have been built to date. There are numerous modifications for both domestic and foreign markets. What differs the T-72BM from other second-generation models is the built-in dynamic Contact 5 protection system that can shoot down enemy projectiles flying towards the machine. The tank also has a 125mm smoothbore cannon, which allows it to fire guided missiles. The V-shaped multi-fuel diesel engine with a capacity of 840 horsepower allows a driver to accelerate up to 60 km per hour on highways and up to 35-45 km per hour on rough terrains. Currently, there are about 2,000 T-72BM and B3s in service, with another 7,000 in storage. Interesting, right? T-90. The T-90 design is of late Soviet origin, intended to replace the aging T-64, T-72, and T-80 families of tanks. It is also known as Vladimir, taken from the name of the chief designer of the tank. It is reportedly the most numerous third-generation advanced main battle tank in the Russian inventory. The T-90 is a bit like Frankenstein's monster. It is essentially a greatly upgraded T-72 hull with better armor, and the turret of the unsuccessful T-80 with the same 125mm smoothbore main gun. It has an active protection system and isn't very heavy at only 50 tons, but its initial 1,000 horsepower diesel engine gave it a power-to-weight ratio. The T-90 family has seen combat in Dagestan, in the Syrian Civil War, and in eastern Ukraine, where they were used to identify Russian ground forces, and in the Syrian Civil War, where a T-90 was filmed taking a direct hit from a U.S. missile. As a number of T-90 and variants have been hit and destroyed in Syria, Russian T-90As will be upgraded with better active protection systems and a more powerful gun. Despite shortcomings with the power plant, the T-90 and variants could give the American M1 a run for their money, especially with potentially superior armor. And that wraps up today's content. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.